What? No. Who owes who a soda in this circumstance? Um, Hold on a second, y'all. I gotta get captions going, and then I need to probably post um one other spot. But yeah, hi everybody. Happy Wednesday. I hope the day was restful and or productive for y'all. I'm not gonna get into it. Um, yes, until it wasn't, and then I'm gonna leave it at that. That's why I'm late. Um, but I'm here. Um, and we're gonna vibe. I've been working on my Magic the Gathering art project. Hopefully. Okay, good. I've been working on my Magic the Gathering art project. No shut up about on Discord all day and making a bunch of progress. Look, but the poses and stuff are fire. So like, we take those. Oh, I've been making templates. I haven't done any poses yet today. Hey, just as well, right? Just as well. Perfect. Let me also at all right. We do have a thing. We do have an in-game dev night. Sorry, I got an email from Playcrafting about Play NYC stuff. So I'm just taking a look down. Reminiscing a little bit. It really was a good time. We had a good time. It was a lot and it was busy, but it was worth it. Um, Alright. We're gonna go over to shootlanzer first because I want to try something for the most part. Something I'm curious about that I want to give a shot. So we're gonna put this over here. So we're gonna work on shootlanzer stuff first. Just something very small. Mostly because there are a couple of aspects to it that I want to sort of feel out metaphorically before we really get to it. Edit. Here. This music sounds like Legend of Legaia for the PS1. That's because it is. I was trying to think about what music I wanted to listen to today. Also, hi to call. And I was just like, so usually for like game dev streams, I'll wind up just sort of putting on whatever music I sort of feel is appropriate. And today in particular sort of merited a I would like something chill kind of vibe, so I chose to go with that. So yeah, y'all can't see it right now. I'm just making some stand-in effects in my image editor of choice, but I don't have it showing right now because setting that up is kind of a pain. So I'm just mocking something together real quick, throwing two images in to throwing a couple images into Godot to use as placeholders for these effects that I want to work out, and then we're going to go from there. really wild that I remembered that tune. The brain knows. Michiru Oshima, very, very good at, I believe, her job, if I remember correctly. I believe those are her pronouns. I have to check. Hold on. Yes, I did remember correctly. Legend of Legaia. Yeah. So, fun fact. Just so that y'all know who this is that I'm talking about. Michiru Oshima is, at least according to Wikipedia, one of the most prolific living composers for film, anime, and video games, and has purportedly released over 300 CDs, including film soundtracks and artist CDs. But yes, she composed for both Legend of Legaia games. So the first Legend of Legaia, as well as Legaia 2 Dual Saga. We don't talk a lot about Dual Saga, just because it's not even that it's a bad game, it's just very different. Yeah, I also, her music is also just really good. On top of that, just more generally, Legend of Legaia. I talked about this a little bit when I played it previously on stream, for stream. But like the main thing with Legend of Legaia is that the main reason why it sort of one of the reasons why it got overlooked was just because Contrail, who I believe was the development team, very small. But overall, I think I like it as a game. The main problem mostly is that when it was released in the United States, the experience and money rates were tweaked downward from the Japanese release, while the prices for a lot of the equipment in game and stuff didn't change. So it became a lot harder than it's actually really meant to be. The European release, I believe, doesn't have this issue, amongst other things. Hi, Stubby. So yeah, it's grindy in the American releases and stuff because they literally adjusted down all of the resources that you got without like actually accounting for the fact that, you know, you naturally take in a lot less as a result, you know? It's an example of how certain degrees of numerical balancing have... Is this Breath of Fire? No. This is Legend of Legaia that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the I'm talking about the whole thing that I brought up previously, where I was like, remember how where I was like, yeah, Legend of Legaia, from a localization perspective, um, the Legend of Legaia from a localization perspective is fine, but that the game itself, in terms of like the literal way that it functions mechanically, um, is kind of messed up. Not from the actual battle mechanics or anything, but because they adjusted the experience points and money that you get from drops downward without changing anything else in the game. Um, the end result is that the game is a lot grindy and a lot more difficult than it really should be, and it's most notable if you compare like if you compare money and experience drops um, to the Japanese version. They're high. They're not. I don't remember to what degree they're higher in the Japanese version, but they're distinctly higher. Has anyone who worked on the game said why they made that decision? Seems like they do it for one release specifically. I think it was specifically just because they wanted to make the game harder. Um, I don't know. I don't remember for sure why the adjustment was changed, why the adjustment was made, and I don't know if the creator said anything about it in an interview before his passing, because he was talking more like the one interview that I know of that is circulated on Reddit that he purportedly did talk about was more circulated on, it was more concentrated on like story and theming and the reason why he chose very specific sort of scenario things. I think it was just a matter of they wanted it to be harder for the North American release, and so that's what they decided to do. And when I say they, I mean like somebody above him in the decision tree, like an executive or something. It's power up animation. Um, I'm attempting to do a thing where I'm trying out a particle thing for the spin charging back up. because I'm kind of just trying to feel it out a little bit. I don't expect that this will be the final one necessarily. It's pretty cool regardless. Yeah. So I'm just messing around with the I'm trying to see if I can I gotta get this disappearance to happen faster. There we go. And all I have to do is turn up the speed scale if I want this to like... Yeah, there we go. Just do... Animation player. And we're gonna... So... Okay, so what we want to do here now is quick load. We're just do ring. What we want to do, because like with the animation player, I could just very easily do a code tween instead, but with the animation player, it's a little easier. So we're just gonna do new recharge and ring. All we really need to do now is take the ring, go to the transform, go to the scale, lock it, this, and then we're gonna do these two things and then set it to loop. You don't want it to ping pong either, so we're gonna do 0, 0.5. You should also 0.5, and then we're gonna And then all I really have to do here is visibility and the modulate. Pop open the recent colors. I've been doing this. So while Leona's spin is recharging, this is the effect that we're getting. And we're going to do another one of these GPU particles. For these particle process materials, we're going to come over down here. Accelerations, we turn the gravity off. We're going to turn the... It is a one shot. We're going to turn the explosiveness up to 1. And then I'm going to use 4. So nothing seems to be happening, but that's because we need to go into the process material and adjust the spawn velocity and make sure that our spread is also turned up and that our yeah, so it radiates out in like a nice circle almost. We also need to go mess with the color curves. Start here, color ramp. We're also going to mess with the color ramping here and make sure that it starts there. Let's see here. I want to turn down the velocity spread a little. Okay, you get the acceleration. So yeah, I'm kind of just doing this off of vibes. Sort of just kind of like feeling out what makes the most sense. Alright, scale. We should knock this down to like 0.25, 0.4. Yeah, I think that should do relatively well. Gotcha. Okay, good, and it's already set the basic. Okay, cool. And we could make a whole separate script for controlling all of the stuff in that effect. And we could do that, but I feel like it sort of makes sense that it's like, right, yeah, I know that y'all came to Visual Studio for that, so I'm gonna fix that in a minute. can just make an export group here. We're going to call it recharge effects. Alright, we got implosion, explosion, and I need the animation player. So what I'm doing here is that I'm just setting up two nice little functions that will handle our starting and stopping for our spin cooldown effects, so that I don't have to like do a bunch of other stuff. Also, I'm sorry, I just realized my brain has been in a blender. I have seen that Val has been here and I didn't even say hello. I am sorry. I know that I like indirectly acknowledged that you were here, but I feel like it is a thing where it's like I meant to very deliberately say hello to you and to Stubby and to Cat Wizard and to everybody else hanging out. I sort of said it, but like explicitly greeting people by name, I think my brain got scrambled. The thing I was dealing with before I came with scrambled my brain a little bit, and it's just like, none of that's working. Public void start cooldown spin effects. We're going to do something very simple. Does not access instance data. I know. Oh, I named it wrong. Start spin cooldown effects. And then this should be stop. Okay. Spin cool. Damn it. I forgot what I named the node. make your character to say so. It's important. Um. Okay. No errors on that front, I think. So now what we need to do is come up to the player over here after skipping juvenile. You're got me there. Okay. There's a thing I'm thinking, but the only reason why I'm afraid to say it is not even because, like, oh, it's something bad, but like, I'm more or less just sitting here going like, if I say it, and I give people ideas, then I'm never going to hear the end of it. So I'm keeping it secret and keeping it safe. What if I You can't see me, but I am. See, stage. If I say it, and then that gives people ideas. I almost hit the wrong window there because there we go.
2, ready, swift.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I like that. I think it'll work. It's one thing I need to do real quick. So you saw that when Leona was moving around, everything was kind of like lagging behind her a little bit, right? And that's because what I need to do is over here in the drawing for both of these, I need to make sure that these are drawn in the local coordinates so that they stay sort of centered on Leona.
Stage 2, ready, swift.
Yeah.
Stage clear.
Alright. I'll reveal it. Basically, there's a joke about protecting smiles. Um, Damn it. Anyway, so I was going to say, if any of y'all wind up hitting me with, we got to protect that smile, then I'll actually die for real. That's what I was thinking. Okay, I won't die for real. That's a lie. But I will get caught directly in the Kokoros. Oh, god damn it. See, this. Good grief. Wait. Success. Why are you checking your messages on stream? This is me we're talking about. I can't help it. I get better at it. I've been better about it than I have been previously, but it is a very difficult impulse for me to ignore. If I were to quote a certain, if I were to quote a certain patch colored one, this is what I do, my friend. Sorry, I've been watching a lot of Napoleon Blown Apart lately. He does like coverage of MMA stuff. I've also just listened because his metaphors are hilarious. I normally send you stuff while you're streaming, and the assumption that you won't see until after. It's like a 50-50. Sometimes when I'm like in the zone and I'm actually like, and my brain is not doing the squirrel thing that it does where it decides it needs to go look at something else, I won't see it until after I'm done. But then sometimes I'm ungovernable and I go and look anyway. So you do not have to apologize. Some of that is legitimately just like my brain will do what it pleases and I kind of just live with it. I'm gonna turn the color ramping here. I'm gonna turn the color ramping. Yeah, that's good. There's just one thing I gotta fix. I think it's over here. Gotta make sure that it does that. So, the main thing that I do think is interesting with Godot is that even when you're doing like a transparent fade like I am over here, with a particular set of particle effects, you do have to make sure that the base color is still set correctly, or it will do a fade to the transparency of something entirely different.
Stage clear.
All right. Yeah, that's good. I like that. We can probably also do... They may also be able to do something similar with like other stuff. Yeah, ads are going, so I'm going to give it a little bit. I'm thinking. Okay, cool. Ad's done. Sorry, I was checking on a couple other things while the ad was going, just to kind of like look a few things through. So I'm thinking about it right now. I'm tempted to see if I want to do something for when we pick up. You know what? Might as well. Because the thing. Oh, no. Color shouldn't be the only indicator. So maybe let me not push on that for right now. Because the main thing I was thinking of is that I wanted to do similar particle explosions and things like that for the different kind of spreads and shots that you pick up. Because right now the only thing you get is like a sound, an indicator on the HUD, and I feel like there should probably be some sort of effect uh, on Leona specifically. There's maybe one thing I can do. I think that will help. That will help with this. Let me see here. Need an animation player. One, two, three, four, five, five, one. Okay, so animation five. And then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go. Okay. Okay. a second. I want this to be on. And what we're gonna do really is put the modulate here, and then by the halfway point. At the halfway point, you are fully visible. And so 1, 6. Hang on a second. It's 5 across. It's 0, 1, 2, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So that's right. Let's scale, and we want to put that there, and then have it here also. 5, and then here. This is yeah, that'll do. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, this is good. This is very good. All right. And now that we have these, I got to just figure out where to hook, where I hook this in. Let me think about it for a second. Probably the player weapon, because that's where that is. That makes the most sense. So we're gonna just do over here. Export category. This is going to be called Power Up Get Effects. And then we're going to call this Export Animation Player Power Up Get Anim Player Export And now what we can do at this point is good. Now I can do hydration, not dehydration. Yep. We'll do that shortly. Right as the battle music comes on. Yeah.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying.
Hold on. I know why it's doing that. The thing that I forgot to do, which is very important. The weapon is upsetty because I didn't do this. I forgot to actually put the reference to the actual thing in there.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying.
Yeah, it's good. Could be better. It's good. Could be better. All right, let me try a thing real quick. I like where it's going. Just need a little more pop because we're talking something that is relatively small. So I like that better. Thankfully, all I have to do is just grab and replace each of these accordingly. All right, very good. And then if I don't like, yep. And then I can always just change the speed scale. To make it fit. And then visibility. Now we're going to do ordering. We're going to say your ordering is 3. Speed. Power. Double. Triple. Yeah. Yeah. This cooked. This cooked, I think.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying. Stage clear.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the right call. That was the correct call. Yeah, I know. You are upsetty. I understand this. We're gonna get rid of a couple of these, and that's fine. And then what we want to do here is make unique, and then we're going to swap out this one. Quick load, want. Here we go. Oh, wait a minute. No, I don't have to do another one. I'm being silly. I'm being so silly. I can literally just do so spread shot power up. This is I'm so silly. I legitimately forgot that I could just do this. Because this is the lovely thing about animation players, right? The nice thing about animation players is that they do not specifically have to only target depending on the animation, right? Oh, those were all shared, and I accidentally blew up all of them. Oops. All right, hold on. We got to step back until I get these back because I messed up some. Okay, cool. That's my fault because I didn't realize that those were duplicated like that. So we're going to just do power get effects node, spread shot, and then other. Because here's the lovely part, right? What I can do is I can still duplicate this animation, for example, right? The main thing is that I can't target, so I have to be a little bit more discerning here. So I'm gonna duplicate, and I'm gonna do power up get health S. Because here's the thing, right? Strictly speaking, I can't actually like copy paste these because what's gonna happen is this is referencing the spread shot power up gets, right? Right? So if I add stuff for the health, well, in this case, make this unique first, and then we need to quick load the health one. So for the health power ups, I can't strictly speaking. Well, there are a couple things. First and foremost, I need to actually fix the. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need to set. I need to fix the animation here. So it's 5 by 9. So here's the thing, right? I strictly speaking, so strictly speaking, right? I can't copy paste these exactly as they are just because this position is referencing the spread shot power up position. I can use them as visual shorthand references, but I can't actually copy paste them over. Here's what I can do. I can make sure that using the original one as a reference, I put down keys accordingly to make sure that I put down keys accordingly to make sure that they're in the right spots. Do the same thing for the scale here, 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 and here. And then I'm going to have to change the actual values of the keys themselves later. But the important thing is that I make sure I put the keys in the right spot. So frame, position, scale, I need to modulate now. So visibility. We're going to make sure the modulates go in the right spot also. So we're going to come here. 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 And then here also. And then for these two, we just need to make sure that these are here. And now we just need to make sure that position-wise, I have to copy these numbers manually. I can't just do, well, I can copy paste them out of the actual text box, but wouldn't work quite the same way. You want 2 here. Two here. And now all we have to do is just throw out these tracks from the power up get, and we're good. And now I just need to do 3. And then duplicate. We're going to do health M. And then for this one, nope. Yeah, 20 is good enough. And we're going to duplicate this one, and we're going to do health L. And then for health L, we just want to make sure that this is 40. Right? And now those are pretty much handled, more or less. Here's the thing I have to do now, right? So for the player weapon, obviously that's fine, right? However, I should also make this a one thing I need to do just to be safe. I want to make sure that this is a public variable, because in case I need to access it through other means, I can do that now. Or realistically, if I'm going to do that, what I'm going to do is rather than have it over here, I'm going to put it over in the player script up at the top here. And now, while player weapon is cranky about it, because it's like, what am I supposed to do? Hang on. Owner, player script, node. There we go. Drop that there. Drop that there. Drop that there. That's resolved now. So the only thing I need to figure out is very specifically how I determine which health pickup it is. That's the part that I haven't figured out, that I need to reconsider now. So health S power up. Take a look at this and let's see for a minute. Oh, perfect. So I can just do player script instance dot power up get nm player dot play pickup get underscore So, right, what we've done here, if we actually go back and look at the leave that one alone for a minute. I just need to make sure now that over here I do this one, right? Oh, I did the wrong type of group for this organization. It should be export group. There we go, much better. Make that match. That's my fault because I wasn't paying attention to what I typed in. Okay, good. So spin recharge, external nodes, hitboxes, good. Yeah, I think at least for right now, yeah, I feel like I want to just yeah, we're just gonna do this for right now and let that be the one until we can think of something else. All right. New power up get. Good. So this is 1.25, right? So grab this one. Okay. Okay. Let me just give it a little more gas. Now we just need to do position stuff, right? So yeah, this is why I like Godot so much because like a lot of the I realized that I'd stopped the music because I was in hyper focus mode and that makes things go slower. Good. Okay. Yeah, I think that should work now. I think I just need to disconnect the pop-up. I gotta just disconnect the pop-up thing because I think that we may want to get rid of those. So let me see here. HUD.cs. Yeah, that should do it for right now.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying. Spin
Oh wait, I'm probably missing the key. Hang on. Damn it. Where is it? When your the animation names didn't match. I looked at the error and I looked carefully. I'm like, oh, the animation names probably don't match. Fuck. It took me a minute to just go like, the animation names don't match.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift
Yeah, that works.
Clear.
I like that. That's good. Okay. So we're not done with stream yet, but I want to switch. I want to switch tactics now. I think that's good as far as like stuff I wanted to get done on that front. So I'm gonna hide the Godot I'm gonna hide the Godot capture over here for a second while I switch windows. Operation Heavy Down the Tribute. Yeah, good. I know that. Okay. So this next part y'all are not going to get to see very much of, unfortunately, because I can't get Godot to show secondary windows without like showing the entirety of one of my monitors, and for various reasons, that's a no. You don't want to do that. So this next part, I am doing all of the input mapping in a spot that you can't see, but you just gotta trust me. This next bit was relatively. This next bit that I just did was relatively simple, but it's still relatively important. Oops. We now have actual control of our character. Also, birds now properly have a spin out state, and I decided to make it so that bounces go back to being a thing. That was the main thing I wanted to kind of just like knock out as far. And this is again reasons of many why I happen to love Godot as much as I do. So yeah, that was the major thing I kind of wanted to handle as far as that was the major thing I kind of wanted to like sit down and handle as far as like welcome back, Cat Wizard. But yeah, right. Sorry, I got distracted. I was trying to say that one of the things I like about Godot is the fact that like it does not take a significant amount of effort to get controller support into it for the most part. I literally just sat down, added the inputs to the controller inputs to the ones that were already existing, and we're already good, basically. Um, and as you can see from that, enemies can actually hit each other while they're spinning out, and subsequently knock each other out. But you know, they gotta actually make a collision. But yeah, I literally just added controller support as easily as going as just tweaking a couple of numbers, and we're good, basically. Um, Makes me very happy. Yeah, y'all can't see this next part, and then it took all of 5 minutes. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's extremely straightforward in that particular sense. Yeah. Um, Okay, cool. Ads are finished. Um, that's what I was afraid of. All right, let me see here. Okay, hold on. Existing project instructions. Okay. Okay, background music player. Load. Okay. I have like 3 of these, which is not ideal. Okay, which one of these am I going to be using is the question. Yeah, okay. I think I'm using the menus template. Then this is the one that I think this is okay. Okay, let's work with this one. Okay, so input options. Menu is over here. Okay, over here is the controls node. List. In the scene tree, select input actions. list. Okay, good. And the node inspector update. Oh, sorry. It's over here. Right now, my Godot window is covering chat, so I can't quite read chat for a minute. What I'm doing here is that I downloaded a couple of I downloaded some templates for some menu stuff to make my life easier in terms of like input remapping and a couple other things. So I'm working with that now. Okay. So now I just need to make sure that I get these input names correct so that all right. I have something open here that I should type out. Got a second. Sorry, yeah. Where is the? Oh, it's over here. That's why. I'm like, let's open. I can't. So left. Right. Jump. Jump. Ouch. So there we go. So this is basically what we want for these. The readable action names will be what shows in the actual remapping thing, and then we'll go from there. And then we're going to save this. Okay, so then I think I need to now set over here in the project settings, run. So what I did was, after editing the main menu with animations, I duplicated it. And I'm gonna try to set this as the project root, and as the starting scene, and then we should be able to go from everything. That was customized. Close. All right, let's try it. I expect things to break horribly. Scene loader class hides a global script class. Yep. Hold on a second. Project settings. Input map. Globals. Again. obviously not gonna work. Scene loader class had to work with class. Alright, hold on a second. That one off. Because I think it's upset because there's two of them. Add-ons. Dang it. Alright. Hold on a second. I'm gonna throw out a couple of things here. Alright. I gotta try one thing. Yeah, I'm reinstalling the game template just to make sure that I didn't horribly botch this. Good. I just gotta redo a couple of things. here, and we just gotta redo a couple things. We have to just redo a couple of things. Fine. That. Good. Okay, so that works correctly. Here. We're gonna come back to this one. I just gotta nope. So basically, I'm just redoing it because I re-imported the actual thing I was working with. I'm getting blooped. Thank you, Sabira. Hi, Sabira. Thank you. Yeah, it's a little, yeah. Right now, because I only have 2 monitors, if I'm looking up reference stuff for Godot, sometimes I have my Godot window over the stream window, so I can't see what chat is saying all the time. Okay, good. Okay, that works correctly. New options, input. Input. Now we got to do the inputs over again. So list. Input action names. Move left. Move right. Jump. Crouch. Those are the ones that you can remap, and we're going to get rid of these 2 over here. Come over to readable action names, and this one needs to be stomp, and then I have to rename it over here. So basically, the idea is that the input action names up top, I only have 1 monitor. Yeah, these input action names up top are the actual code, like the actual names of the inputs as they're saved in Godot, and then the readable action names are what's shown to the player. So I have to make sure that those 2 match. Well, I have to make sure that the input action names match what Godot is expecting for the inputs. And then I change the readable action names down here to make it match correctly. Okay, there's one thing I gotta go try to grab real quick because I think there is something missing. Night, Steppy. No, those are logos. Okay. I need to grow. Okay. Basically, what happened is that it looks like there is an issue with some of like the reason why it's getting upsetty down here is because there are files that are missing that it's expecting that got yanked when I was doing the template that I grabbed off the internet. So I need to go back into the GitHub and grab one of the files that's missing. But thankfully, I know how to use this accursed thing well enough to make it work. So, Godot projects into here, into here. Um, I'm gonna drop it off over here. Yeah. So, okay. Hang on a second. Whoop. Godot didn't like that. Godot got very upset about that. Godot got upset enough about that that it said, actually, lol, explode. Let's try that again, huh? Okay. 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 So all that works. The only thing that doesn't seem to be working right now is that the theming is a little jacked up. So I'm gonna try doing this again. Because it looks like, basically speaking, there's a whole setup section where it's like, yeah, copy out of this thing and do whatever. And then I did that. Um, and then I got very upset about that, actually, like exceedingly so. Um, so the issue that I'm running into primarily is that, um, okay, let's do it like this then, actually. If we filter all of these for control, and then for the theme, we manually drop lore in and then save it. I think that might correct the issues that we're having, at least for this part. Okay, cool. T T controls T control. So basically, what I'm doing is that I know that every single type of what I know is that essentially speaking, every single type of control where I need to fix this particular thing is is a control node. So if I filter for that over here where I do T control, I can then filter and do the things that I need to do from there. I think this should cover most of it, maybe, but not probably not all of it. All right. Okay, I gotta move the pause button from the. I know why. So in the input options menu, if I come over here to input actions list, I need to turn off show all actions. And that's because I don't want those to show up. Okay. Okay. Wrong one. So do this, save this, save all scenes, and then we're going to close all tabs. Project. So what I'm doing now is going back to adding input support. input icon support. Basically, unlike what wound up happening with um, shootlanzer, where essentially speaking, I built all of this stuff. Well, not all of it. That's a lie. I built a lot of the things for shootlanzer kind of like um, raw, raw, including like things like the remapping system and things like that. Switching it over to this remapping thing would be ideal. But I would essentially have to make sure that I put shootlanzer into a separate branch and then actively sit down and sort out how to do that, because the main issue is that the menu navigation as it's currently set up in shootlanzer is based on all the stuff that I did, um, which means that like setting it up to re-navigate using this style is more trouble than it's worth. And it's not something I really want to mess with. There are downsides to that insofar as like, oh, yeah, um, there are ways in which this is hilariously fucked up. Insofar as the input mapping goes, I might still be able to isolate just this input mapper and use it accordingly, I think. But I kind of don't want to mess with it in shootlanzer for a while. Yeah, clean it up afterward. Okay. And I think this is okay now that we've done that. And I need to remember which option I actually picked, because I don't remember. That's bad. Give me a second while I attempt to remember. Um, while I attempt to remember what this was. All right, later to call. Thanks for hanging out. Um, I don't remember what style I picked at all, um, which is annoying because I wasn't paying attention, so I don't remember what type it was. Okay. Okay. That's why they're not over there. They're max sample scenes, assets, Kenny input prompts. Which ones did I get? Oh, it put in all of them. It looks like. Okay, so then let me just follow the instructions for what it's saying. I'm also done for the evening. That makes sense. Take care, all. Thanks for hanging out, Val. Appreciate it. Um, I'm almost done. I just want to get these input images to work, and then I'm gonna call it. Okay, so in the inspector of input icon mapper, which I'm at, set the directories to include the subdirectories of the asset pack. All right, where is it? Directories. Yep, that's already there. Set filtered strings to those. Set replace strings with those. Okay, cool. constraints and advanced search tabs. Set. Ends with. Okay. Oh, right, because I said vector. That's why. Okay, so it did it already for me. So I just need to go back over to here and like actively look at this thing. Okay. 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 All right. All right. All right. I need to go over to the actual input screen, I think. So let's do scenes. Okay, remapping mode is list, input actions, list. Okay. Oh, that's why. All right. Okay, hold on a second. Oh, that's why. This whole time it's being silly. Resources, themes. That's why I was getting upset. That should at least correct one of the issues that we were having. I was like, why is it getting upsetting? It's like, because it can't find that. Yep, that's what it was. And then I had to remove the translation. Okay. Okay, and now I need to figure out why the audio isn't Yeah. Okay, this will do for now. I'll have to sit down and poke at a couple other things afterward, but I think this will do for now. Alright, y'all. I appreciate y'all stopping by. We're gonna go raid somebody. Here's the usual stuff. So, ignore the stuff about the blogs. I want to redo that at some point once I get some money in. I think I'm going to move to Ghost and have blogs up over there. Stream VODs are over on my YouTube. Ko-Fi, if you want to support me in the stream and don't want to give money to Amazon and Jeff Bezos, there's an option. Throne lets you do anonymous gift giving, whether on your own or as part of like a contributive effort toward like stuff that I have on there, usually for things around the apartment or for office things. My card has my other social media links, but mostly I'm active on Discord. If you want to know more about Munity, which is the co-op that I am a part of, that I helped co-found, that is making shootlanzer together, you can find out more about us at our website, munity.games, our Patreon, free or paid, you can support us that way. Shootlanzer has a playable demo out. We will be doing specific builds exclusive to our Discord a little later once we kind of get our feet under us again. Guilded, if you want to hang out with like my stream community when we're not on, if you want to hang out with my stream community when we're not there, yeah. Yeah. So, sorry, I saw a thing that I'm gonna have to respond to in a little bit. So yeah, game dev stream stuff. Next Wednesday you can expect either more shootlanzer stuff or more small game stuff. Depends. This upcoming Friday is going to be Fighting Friday stuff. I had to cancel last week just because I had another engagement, but this week no such thing should be an issue. This upcoming Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, is going to be more Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition stuff. So thank y'all for coming by. Deeply appreciate it. Who are we gonna raid? I think last time I didn't raid anybody because I was just like, because I think like stream was late and I was feeling a little eepy and I was like, I need to I gotta stop off somewhere and sort it out. But let me see here. We're gonna go hang out with Thormangander for a bit. They play a lot of games on very interesting peripherals, like for example Potatoes. Right now they're doing a run of Elden Ring Night Rain with two friends of theirs. I don't know if they're playing on something non-standard today or not, but we will go find out. Here's our raid message. SJ shows raids is the raid message. Whatever emotes you want to use, just keep it appropriate, keep them cool. So yeah, they're doing their best as far as Night Rain is concerned, but like Night Rain can be rough. So they're doing what they can. So yeah, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask if you go outside, be excellent to each other, but not the bigots, racist, turf, sexist, anti-queer folks, or fascists. Black Lives Matter, trans rights and reproductive rights are human rights. Palestine, Sudan, the Congo, and New Caledonia must all be free. None of us free till all free. Look out for each other, take care of each other, do the things that you need to do. Do your best to do your best by each other. That's pretty much all I got. Thank y'all. Let's go hang out with Thor, and I'll catch y'all later. Deuces.